Here's something I've learned after meeting hundreds of retirees. Fear doesn't disappear when you hit your number. I've met couples with $600,000 and others with $5 million or more, and they all ask the same question. Do we really have enough? They've done the math, read the articles, and talked to their advisors. And yet, something still feels off because no one's ever shown them how their savings actually turns into income. And then I show them one simple chart, one that I call the income graph. And it's like flicking a switch. They finally see how their income flows, where it comes from, and how long it's going to last. That's the moment most people stop worrying about running out and finally start feeling confident about retirement. Hi, I'm Mark Wisniewski, President of Southern Incomes. If you find this helpful, like this video and subscribe. And if you'd like to see what your own income graph could look like, there's a link in the description where you can book a time with me. Now, let's break down why this simple visual has become one of the most powerful tools I use and why it instantly helps retirees relax. Part 1, why most retirees stay anxious even when they're financially set. Let's start with the truth. Most retirees don't have an income plan. Of course, they have a pile of accounts. There's a 401k here or an IRA there, maybe a Roth, a brokerage account, and some cash scattered in some bank accounts. And for decades, that was fine because the goal was simple: save as much as possible. But once you retire, the game changes completely. Now, the question is not how much do I have? It is, how do I use what I have without running out? And that's where the fear comes in, because retirees are told, oh, just take out 4% or live off the dividends. How about draw from your IRA when you need it? But none of that really feels certain, does it? Every withdrawal feels like a guess. Every market dip feels like danger. Every tax season feels like surprise. And deep down, you start wondering, is there really a right way to do this? That's why so many people, they enter retirement with more anxiety than when they were working, because for the first time, the paycheck stopped and now you have to create it. But here's the thing, income planning doesn't have to be a guessing game. When you map it out visually, when you can literally see where your income will come from and how long it will last, that fear disappears. Part 2, the power of seeing it mapped out. When I sit down with new clients, I don't start with performance reports or Monte Carlo simulations. I start with what I call the income graph. It's a clear year-by-year picture of where your income will come from, how it changes over time, and what it means for taxes, inflation, and all of your withdrawals. We tell investors to think of it like your financial retirement roadmap. It shows you visually when Social Security starts, when required minimum distributions, or RMDs, begin, when tax-free income from Roth conversions kick in, how your withdrawals from different accounts change over time, and how all of it supports your lifestyle without overspending or overpaying in taxes. Imagine looking at a single graph and seeing this. Age 60 to 65, your income comes from after-tax accounts and your cash reserves. At 65, maybe Social Security begins, lowering your withdrawals. And from 67 onward, partial Roth conversions reduce future RMDs. So, at age 73, the RMDs start, but because of your earlier tax planning, your tax bracket stays stable. It's simple, it's visual, and it's personalized. When clients see this, they finally stop guessing. They understand their income just isn't a withdrawal number, it's a strategy. And that's the key, because clarity creates calm. Part 3, why the income graph works so well. The traditional financial industry focuses on accumulation, charts about growth, pie charts showing diversification, line graphs projecting balances to age 90. But retirement isn't about accumulation, it is about decumulation. In other words, how do you turn everything you've built into a coordinated, tax-efficient income stream that supports your life while keeping taxes as low as possible? That's a completely different skill set. Here's why the income graph works. It organizes your income visually, it's like gears in a machine, so you can see exactly how each part interacts with the other. Your IRAs, Roth accounts, Social Security, pensions, non-qualified investments, and even healthcare costs are all displayed together, working in sync. You can literally see how one decision affects the other. For example, if you convert too much into a Roth, you may trigger higher Medicare premiums or IRMAA surcharges. Delay Social Security, and you might draw more heavily from your investments, but you're locking in that higher benefit for life. Withdraw strategically from taxable accounts early, and you can lower your lifetime taxes dramatically. The graph lets you test those scenarios visually, so the plan, it feels real. When people understand their plan in pictures, not in spreadsheets, I really think something clicks. They see how each income stream overlaps, replaces, or supplements another, and how together they can sustain their lifestyle for decades to come. Part 4, a real example. A couple I met, both 64, they had about $1.8 million saved, but they were terrified to retire. They kept hearing all the things like, oh, you should be fine, but that didn't feel reassuring. So we built their income graph, and it showed ages 64 to 67 living off of after-tax savings doing those partial Roth conversions. At age 67, we started Social Security reducing withdrawals, and by 73, those RMDs begin, but their taxable income stays stable thanks to that earlier planning. On one page, you could see steady income all the way until age 95. I remember when they looked at it, the husband said, oh, there's our expenses that I gave you, and there's our income, so I guess we really are okay. That's when they stopped worrying about survival. They started planning their life. Part 5, how it prevents costly mistakes. This visual approach also reveals hidden traps most retirees miss. Deferring IRA withdrawals too long can spike RMD taxes later. Delaying Social Security might leave a cash flow gap in your 60s. Ignoring inflation, that can make your spending power collapse over time. The graph makes these issues visible so that you can adjust before they become problems. It's not about predicting the markets, it is about controlling what you can see. Part 6, the emotional shift. Once retirees see their full plan mapped out, everything changes. They stop checking the markets every day. They stop worrying about every headline. And they start enjoying their lives, traveling, spending time with the grandkids, living with purpose. Because now they know where every dollar comes from, how their taxes are managed, and that their income adjusts to life changes. Clarity replaces fear, and confidence replaces all of that stress. Part 7, simplicity beats complexity. Most retirement plans are overloaded with charts and projections that often confuse more than they help. But peace of mind doesn't come with complexity, it comes with clarity. The income graph boils everything down to what really matters. How much income you can draw each year, when your income sources begin and when they end, which accounts to pull from first to minimize taxes. It's simple, visual, and built entirely around your life, not just around your investments. Part 8, the real benefit. Freedom! When you finally see that your plan works, something really amazing happens. You start focusing on the things that actually matter. You stop asking, will I be okay? Instead, you start asking, now, how do we make the most of this time that we have? That's the real goal of retirement planning. Not just numbers, but freedom. Freedom from worry, freedom from guesswork, freedom from all of the noise. That's what the income graph gives you. The confidence to live life fully, knowing that your money is working for you and not going to run out. If you want help creating your own personalized income graph, one that shows you exactly how to turn your savings into sustainable, tax-efficient income, book a call with me using the link in the description. We'll map out your plan, show you how your income flows, and help you finally retire with confidence, not confusion. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's not about how much you saved, it is about how clearly you can see your plan.